Welcome back to the Rising Podcast. Woo! Music edition. You know, the diss is kind of settling right now, but we still have a lot to talk about. Now that we have a lot more time to review, because oh my gosh, I didn't really have time to review each song as much as I would like, because as soon as I was on the second bar, another diss was out. Right. So now that we've had some time to let the smoke settle, we're gonna give everyone a thorough analysis of each diss in comparison to the other.
Right. Yes. So, First of all, how you guys doing? You guys good?
Yes.
How was your week?
Shoot, we're doing good, man. I'm going to the land of Kendrick on tomorrow, LA on Friday. So I'm trying to see
what the vibes are.
I'm about to count how many times I hear "Not Like Us."
Right.
I'm playing as soon as I hop off the freeway. I it's coming, but yeah, can't wait.
How are you, Cabria?
Cultural shift. I'm doing good. I'm not about to lie about it. Today was a good day. I was sick, though, for a minute. But, rested up, feeling better, got a weekend ahead. So I'm excited about that.
Right. So the last diss we got was Sunday. It's been a good week for me just hearing music. As you guys know, Kendrick is my favorite artist, my favorite rapper. So it's just been a good week to be a Kendrick fan. Last video I did put on a little tagline that this video may contain a little West Coast bias. Let me tell you now. That was only during Euphoria. This video right here is going to contain a lot of West Coast bias. So viewers, listeners, if you're from Canada, if you're from Toronto, I appreciate you for viewing and listening to this broadcast right now. But I got to put a little perspective of what the West Coast really feels like right now. But why am I so happy, Xavier? Some people on Twitter are saying that, this beef is 50-50. They don't know who won. So, Xavier, who won this beef in your estimation? Who won the Drake versus Kendrick 1v1 battle?
In my opinion, I got to give it to Kendrick. All the respect to Drake for standing on his feet, 10 toes down. He was putting up them disses.
Shout out Drake. Shout out Drake for competing.
He didn't apologize until he kind of did a little bit at the end, but he stood on his own. So I respect that.
Yeah, that's actually really nice of you to say. Yeah, for sure.
That
was really nice for you to say, because I think at the end of the day, Drake was out of his mind for really thinking he can go bar for bar with Kendrick, a real rapper. And I will forever stand on that and say that. But did Drake, I think in his opinion and like his craft and what he's able to do, handle himself in a way that at the end was kind of expected, but in the beginning very strong? I give it to Drake. But I think we all knew this was coming. But I don't think people understood. Drake didn't understand exactly which lane he was in, and he should have just stayed in the pop lane.
Right.
So we all have a Kendrick victory on our docket, which is interesting to me.
Why would you say that?
I'm just trying to get I really want, and I should have just told y'all before the podcast, hey, Cabria, I should have tapped you. Okay. I should have tapped you on the shoulder and said, "Hey, Cabria, you gotta take Drake's side on this." But there's really no taking Drake's side on this in the end.
No, not.
We all have this, and what I will say about this battle, it did live up to expectations. But I do think that one side robbed us of maybe more records, maybe more moments in hip hop, and I can understand why. I mean, he was getting his back kicked in my perspective of how this beef was going. Drake was getting his back kicked in. So when he did release the Hard Part 6, and we're gonna go through these records record by record and kind of analyze each one, but the last one, the Hard Part 6, it sounded like Drake was really defeated. Going from Tailor Made, where he was saying,
if I was really a predator,
right? He was saying in Tailor Made,
Millie Brown.
Hey, we waiting on you. We waiting on you. Push-ups at the end. It had the Family Matters switch on the end of it. It was him with this tone. He had an aggressive tone.
Oh yeah, he has so much energy.
Right.
From the beginning, I was there for it.
Right. So this beef has been going on for 10, 15 years. We know that. We do know that Drake and Kendrick. It was Drake's tour. He brought Kendrick and Rocky on tour with him. We know that Drake has been the let me keep you close kind of person, and for years, literally right after that tour, literally right after Control, we seen Drake and Kendrick's relationship kind of like just go their separate ways. Like we could see they didn't really mess with each other in the industry like that. Was it a competitive thing? Was it what? So that's what we've been kind of looking at for the last 10 years, and we've seen subliminals back and forth. We're fast forwarding, guys, to 2023. We don't know how this story really happened, but my scenario is Cole and Drake. They were together. You know, they had been spending a lot of more time together. You know, I think that they were in the studio one day, or they were just out and about doing light skinned things. And Cole looked over to Drake and said, "You know what? It would be really dope if we can get me, you, and Dot on a record together. Like we're the top 3 niggas in the rap game. We've carried this mantle for a long time. You know, I think it would be really dope." Drake, being the advertising dollar that he is,
money signs.
I automatically thought, "Oh, you want to have y'all two and me on my album? Of course. Let's send it through. I'm good with that. Let's send it through." Whatever happened, speculation is that Kendrick's side may have said, "Send your verse and your parts over first, so I can see what y'all niggas are doing." Other side may have said the same thing. First person shooter did not amount to them 3 being on the record. So this is where we're starting in our analysis. First person shooter. Thoughts on that record originally, guys, before Like That came out?
My original thoughts on First Person Shooter was it was a solid song. I think the video really elevated it to another level for sure. But even I do have my separate gripes, but nothing too serious, honestly. It was a solid record. When I was first listening to it, I was like, "Oh, it was real interesting that they're just mentioning Kendrick, but you know, J. Cole's Mr. Buddy Buddy,
right.
Mr. Peace Corps." So it's not something that I was really too surprised to listen to and see. So I wasn't initially thinking that this was a diss,
right,
or could have some elements to a diss. But based off what we've kind of know now, due to like some speculations of how First Person Shooter came about, Kendrick receiving an invite to be on that song, kind of like not responding, not really wanting to be on it, but then hearing his name and how they're like portraying him on that song, I can still see that being like a hold on. Right. I just told you I don't want to be on this song, and then y'all gonna still use my name. I'm just gonna have to let y'all know. Fuck all that. Fuck the big 3. It's just me. And now here we are.
That was
a good analysis.
What did you think about that record, Cabrera,
I feel like, well, to Xavier's point, like not knowing what we know now, when I first heard the song, I was like, okay, that's what's up. I was kind of like, dang, Kendrick's not on it, but I feel like I'm a J. Cole fan, so of course I was like, oh, I love this song. But it was weird, like re-listening to it and hearing kind of how J. Cole and his verse was like, oh, is it us 3? And then you hear Drake's kind of verse taking shots at people, and then you hear like even earlier in the song it's like, oh, the Spider-Man meme and stuff like that. So I think like to both for what you guys were saying, there must have been some back and forth, and I think they recorded parts of the song at different times because it does seem like Kendrick should have had a verse on that song, which brings us to like that. And I wonder if Kendrick's verse on Like That was similar to the verse he said for First Person Shooters, and then Drake was like, fuck that. And then the end of the song, when Drake kind of has his own like a minute or whatever where he's rapping about, oh, I'm gonna be as big as MJ or whatever, maybe that's when Kendrick's verse was supposed to be there or something, because it's just now knowing what we know now, I just think there's more to that story, and I wish we had the video recording or the evidence. Like, what the heck, J. Cole? You was freaking recording Might Delete Later and all that crap, which we know you deleted your diss to Kendrick later. But where's the evidence?
After he got paid.
Stop.
He did wait a week. But
I am just saying, like, I did think the First Person Shooter was really good, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, it was a very nice song. And then to your point about J. Cole just being a peacemaker, you know, I just think he was in a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was. I
liked it, though. It's still in my playlist.
It was a really good record. And I think looking back at this beef, trying to think about the time that I was at that time listening to that. First Person Shooter was not a single, if I'm correct. It came on the album with everything else, right?
Yes, it did. And he just released a few videos for the song.
Okay, so we're gonna really break this down. You have something? Did you have?
While you're pulling that up, last thing I'll say. I really do. One thing last kudos I'll give to Drake probably for this episode is I do appreciate his videos. I feel like that is definitely a lost art nowadays. Growing up, we always had great videos to go along with the song. Listening to Kid Cudi or listening to Kanye. We always had some real artistry into these videos. So that is one thing that I will give Drake to. He is an actor. So he said videos.
Oh yeah.
He said it's bag time.
Right.
He does spend the production, and that's
to write it.
Yeah, I can respect that. I can respect that.
That's what artists. That's what artists don't do, and maybe because he is the biggest, he has the most resources and things of that nature.
Sure.
Yeah,
these
supposedly.
other artists don't have maybe those resources to create such good videos. And First Person Shooter was a really good video.
Yeah,
but
for sure was.
I pulled up the album because I wanted to really talk about why I think even from First Person Shooter Drake lost this beef.
Oof.
For All the Dogs was an album that Drake dropped last year. I'm looking at Virginia Beach, Amen, Tizo Touchdown, Calling for You, 21. I'm trying to remember.
Track made me so mad.
It was all right.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't even use Tizo in the right way. So like,
but looking at it, I'm like, Drake's not doing a lot of rapping. So going back to First Person Shooter, I'm like, okay, this is a good song. First Person Shooter mode. And J. Cole, when I look at these lyrics and just go back to this song, J. Cole really killed his verse. And this is where I'm going to say Drake lost.
Period.
Why did Drake not rap with Cole on this?
He rapped at the end, though. It was weird.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm one away from Michael, nigga, beat it. And he was, like, doing his melodic stuff. And it's okay, Drake. Like, For All the Dogs was your melodic album. It really wasn't for us. Maybe it was for the kids. It wasn't for the real rappers. And you dropped the Scary Pack Hours little thing with the rap shit after.
Gave us a
But going back to originally looking at First Person Shooter, it's going back to what we were saying last year. Drake, are you in shape to rap at a high level right now? I don't think you are, because like Cole has been killing shit for years and years and years. We were saying that when this feature came up. I'm excited to hear two of the best rappers, and you want to be in that entity as an MC. I'm waiting for y'all to really rap.
Yeah,
Cole did that.
30 seconds.
You rap for 30 seconds. You don't really give me that. You give me the Scary Hours thing. It was all right. It really wasn't high level tier Drake rapping that I've heard before. Do Not Disturb, Amerta, the shit that he did on Jack Harlow shit. So it's like, I don't know if you're in shape or maybe you're just focused on something else. Now, fast forward, Like That comes.
Oof.
What were y'all thoughts and inclinations when y'all first heard that record?
Oh my gosh! Well,
man, me, of course.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That show did his thing.
That's really killing it.
And I think Kendrick's was just that cherry on top, or matter of fact, the bomb on top, where everybody was like, "Okay, the beat go hard. Okay," and then you just hear Kendrick hop on. That was like unexpected, but like the best unexpected twist ever. I mean, of course, I didn't like the shots at J. Cole a little bit, but I gotta give it to Kendrick. Like,
yeah, he showed up for sure, and it was definitely unexpected, especially with the way that they rolled out that project. He's not listed as a feature, so it's one of those things where you just gotta listen and just wait, and it's like, oh, wait, this is Kendrick.
Right.
We gotta rewind a little bit, hear what he's saying. It's like, oh. Is he talking about First Person Shooter right now?
Right.
Oh, Drake got to respond. Is Drake gonna respond? Is Cole gonna respond? That's next thing you know, the whole world is just like,
goes crazy.
Dude, we're in the midst of a World War III right now.
Right, and this is why I want to say real quick about the West Coast bias. The impact that I see, and I'm just saying, me personally, the impact that I see Kendrick Lamar has on the game. This nigga has not said a word in a month. This nigga has not tweeted. He doesn't react to the internet like Drake does. He doesn't do any of that. But to have the impact that he has had just off that Like That verse and what has came from that Like That verse, to me, that's incredible. And that speaks more to his artistry and who he is as that #1 MC in the game right now than anything that Drake or, unfortunately, J. Cole.
J. Cole don't do the internet stuff either, so don't be trying to do my boy. Don't be trying to do my boy. But to your point, I'll give you that a little bit. But because Kendrick I'm going to say what I said and fuck what everybody else think. Right. And he did that.
Yeah.
And then go back to his hole, which is that's the thing. So how we have this scored right now, I'm gonna list all the tracks.
But I'm gonna be true though with some songs that I would say that I do think Drake performed and showed up really good in the beef, but I still think Kendrick at the end of the day just came in and just
we're definitely gonna go. So,
and this is gonna be our registered West Coast bias because honestly,
right.
Kendrick, that's his favorite rapper. Kendrick is not my favorite rapper, and honestly, if you look at the numbers, I think most of my favorite rappers are from the East Coast.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay.
Most of my favorite rappers from
You
the
a
East
Wu-Tang
Coast,
ass
big
nigga.
Wu-Tang fan and everything. So I'm going into this real objective. If Drake drops some good shit,
Right.
Drake drops some good shit.
Right.
I got nothing against that. So we gonna start it off. What we starting off with?
We starting off with push-ups. So after like that, I'm gonna let me just read all these names. It's gonna be push-ups versus Euphoria. It's gonna be tailor-made freestyle versus 616 in LA. It's gonna be Family Matters versus Meet the Grams, and it's gonna be The Heart Part 6 versus Not Like Us. These gentlemen were excellent enough to drop the same amount of records. It's not much that we can really argue about.
right.
This how they came out. I'm just trying to. I want the Drake fans and I want people who thought that Drake won or that he's up. I'm really trying to break this down so we can really analyze and see.
Okay.
So, push-ups versus Euphoria, guys. Cabria,
Yeah.
you really liked push-ups. You really liked
I do
Euphoria.
like push-ups. I do like Euphoria. And okay,
Which one are you picking?
if I had to choose, that's the thing. If I had to choose, of course I'm going with Euphoria because he just had so much like bars that were just like lines that you just say throughout the day.
Right.
Like that he was able to use, not of course his pen, we already know that pen hot, but the fact that he was able to connect with the group that he knows is going to have his back and the real listeners of rap in such a way and have so many layers in his verses that people are just still, even us, like you listen to it over and over again and you find something new. Like it's just by itself just a masterpiece. But I would say this, as we're going through this, I feel like some songs should be matched up differently, but to Cayman's point, this is just how they came out.
Right.
And I think when Push-Ups first came out, that song, hot. I liked it a lot. And the fact that he's coming after so many people and how he did it, I give it to Drake. But Euphoria, I have to give it to Kendrick. If someone said to choose the song between these two and the rap beef, it's going to Euphoria.
Right.
But
And
I did like Push-Ups.
I do think that is a great point to bring up. We're gonna judge the songs based on how they came out,
Right.
not exactly what is more aligned with like the sound.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Because
Hit versus
that is
hit or
hit
whatever.
versus hit or
Right.
slow jam, but like because that's something you have to take into account too when you are dropping. How are you gonna drop Push-Ups? The next artist drops Euphoria.
Well, it's tailor-made. Push-ups tailor-made.
Push-Ups tailor made.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because he did the double drop.
Yeah, he did a double drop. Yeah.
He did the
But I'm
double
just saying,
drop.
like, Drake was kind of setting himself up for certain failures by not matching
Unfortunately.
the vibe. But we'll get more to that later. I'm picking Euphoria, of course.
Yeah. What is it?
Because-
the braids?
Because I think it is going to be a reoccurring theme with this
Man.
battle is Kendrick beat Drake at his own specialty.
Right.
We have more quotables, more hot moments from
Man.
Kendrick than Drake.
Right.
Of course, Drake Push was really good.
Yeah.
He gave us a
Really
lot
good.
of good
Yeah.
great moments in Push-Ups.
All I know is
Hey,
drop.
shut your ass up and make
Oh,
some
yeah,
drums.
yeah,
nigga.
yeah.
but
Thank
but
you.
that's
It's
really
drop.
that's really outside of just the quotables alone. My biggest gripe with Push-Ups is it's not focused on Kendrick.
No.
And I don't think really anything. Maybe the biggest focus he did was Heart Part 6.
I agree.
But
I
Push-Ups
agree.
alone is still not primarily focused on Kendrick.
It's
and when
not.
you think about it, the best moments are really focused at Future and Metro Boomin.
And then the weekend.
And then the weekend.
What do you mean,
ASAP.
Xavier? He said drop and give me 50.
Yeah, he said drop, and then he said his short bars. But I'm gonna ask exactly.
Yeah,
we're
size
going
seven
we're
with-
going in a battle with Kendrick Lamar,
yeah.
and your two biggest moments with him in that song are drop, which is disputed in the next song, and that you're short. You gotta spin. If you're gonna drop 6 minutes, spend 6 minutes going at Kendrick.
Right.
Kendrick's gonna spend his entire time going at you with a subtle jab to your posse, but he's dividing his attention. And
Yeah.
I think he was trying to use that to his advantage by saying, "Oh, there's so many people coming at me at one time."
Right.
So that gives me some leeway in like both how long I can take to respond, but also that gives me a lot of things to say in my song.
Right.
But then you're spreading yourself too thin because the main person that everybody is agreeing that you need to focus on Kendrick Lamar. Nigga, nobody
definitely
cares about ASAP Rocky.
Right.
Leave the Future alone. Metro Boomin don't even rap.
Right.
Focus on Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
And that's where he messed up from the beginning.
And I think Drake is smart because he, like you said, he tried to use that to his advantage. Oh, it's a 20v1 and all this like that. So push-ups
It's a
drops.
good workout song.
Yeah. It 1000%.
Yeah.
Push-ups drops. I do like that record, and I want to preface everything we say with saying this. Push-ups, tailor-made, Family Matters. I'm not even going to talk about the Hard Part 6. I really want to take tailor-made out of it, but I do think that it was good rapping, even though he did use AI.
Yeah.
Push-ups, tailor-made, and Family Matters are really good records.
Yeah.
But
For
when
sure.
you're going in a battle against Kendrick Lamar, you need better
They
than
weren't good
Yeah.
enough.
Right.
Not good
That's the
enough. You're right.
So, of course, I'm taking Euphoria.
For sure.
Because, like what Xavier was saying, you're not really focusing on Kendrick in your rap battle. You really don't have anything to say about him. I be with bodyguards like Whitney. You mentioned his family, and that's going to be another thing that we're going to have to talk about as we go down these fucking disses of how Kendrick really told him in Euphoria, don't speak on the family, Crody. This is a This is a friendly fade. We don't really have to go that way. I'm giving you bait and leeway to get out of where I can take this.
Period.
And maybe Drake. I just want to know in this battle where Drake's thinking was. So
nowhere. He's a cocky, arrogant nigga.
push-ups, but he seems more
deeper than
calculated.
that. I don't think so.
Aubrey seems more calculated.
You would think,
Yes.
but we can get more to it when we start getting to Family Matters. But parts of where he's saying that he's supposedly calculated, if he truly was, he's not showcasing it.
Right.
Oh,
If anything, he's setting himself up for failure.
Right.
right.
We just gonna have to jump to it real quick. In Family Matters, he set himself up to having to drop the Heart Part 6. While meanwhile, Kendrick is dropping Not Like Us.
So how did he?
Banger.
So tell me how he set himself up for that.
If we're agreeing with Drake and we're saying that Drake gave Kendrick faulty information that he had an 11-year-old daughter,
Right.
and that's all fake. He is the reason why we have Meet the Grams. You gave
Right.
Kendrick that information.
Okay.
So now, of course, you're gonna have to respond to that.
Right.
So
So
you
you
have to
should
drop
have-
the Heart Part 6. You can't get away with dropping a club hit with just some subtle disses in there. You have to respond to that.
Right.
And it's gonna look stupid either way. Oh, that didn't happen. But even if it did happen, I'm the one that gave you that information. But then I'm not gonna show any proof or any evidence that I gave that to you. Next, Kendrick drops Not Like Us, and you can't drop anything at that same magnitude because you still gotta respond to Meet the Grams.
Right.
So if you were as calculated as you really proclaim to be, you went about it terribly.
So
Horribly.
push-ups versus Euphoria. We all have Euphoria as
Euphoria.
that. So Drake dropped push-ups, then he dropped Tailor Made, and let me just read you the lyrics of the last kind of couple bars that Drake said. Since like that, your tone changed a little. You're not as enthused. Drake talking about Kendrick. How are you not in the booth? I feel like you kind of removed. You trying to let this shit die down? Nah.
Yeah.
Not this time, nigga. You following through. I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you.
Period.
The rest of y'all definitely involved. Y'all getting it too. Soon as you get the courage to drop, I'm out on the loose. So
On
Tailor Made
the
freestyle
Big
came.
Chihuahua energy.
I know you really didn't like that. You said flag on the play kind
was
of with
just
the
weird.
Tailor
Flag on the
Made,
play,
yeah.
but which
was
is
weird for a
crazy. I
second.
think
It
this
was
is the closest Drake got to winning any of these battles, in my opinion. Because it really is just the AI that ruined it for me.
Right.
Because AI Tupac Resurrection aside, fucking faulty Snoop aside, I liked the bars. I liked the flow.
Right.
And when he started rapping in his own voice at the end, I liked what he had to say. I
Right.
liked the song. It really is. I just can't give him no respect for using some internet troll shit. Like,
Right.
why are you using AI Tupac? I get the artistic creativity you're trying to do, turning the whole West Coast against Kendrick, using the voice of a West Coast legend, but dude, come on.
That was silly though.
That was the corniest
That
thing
was
you could have
silly.
did. straight cornball.
And people
corn
are like,
muffin.
oh, let's not count it because it kind of was a troll and everything. But it's just
which is even worse.
They literally dropped the same amount of records.
Yeah, they dropped the same amount of records, and then either way, that's why I also can't give it to Taylor Made. He used AI. He had to take it down, and he's still possibly getting sued for that. So it's like there's so many strikes you got before Kendrick even responded.
Right.
So it's like even if it was better, I still can't give it to him just off the strength of you got so many points deducted.
But talk about his tone.
His tone was kind of wild. It was kind of wild, but I think what else like played a role in it, and I thought was like, okay, cool. Like you understand rap on the surface because of the fact that he was able to write it, able to put in AI, and made it seem like it was really something that if Tupac was alive or Snoop Dogg would really write. So like his creativity, okay, but to Xavier's point, the use of AI is just questionable, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why even do that? Were you not able to get another West Coast rapper to fill in? And that's probably, I mean, that's the whole point of like, and I think that's what Kendrick ultimately and everything, how he responded really showed him, like, you just choose to cosplay and do certain things in certain areas, but nobody really fuck with you in those areas, because if they did, why would they not hop on? But then also, who would hop on and diss Kendrick?
Exactly.
His, his
it also looks weird
West Coast, though, but still.
It also looks weird that you got 2 supposed features on the song.
Right.
And it's like, just handle it yourself. So crazy. If he would have just dropped the end of it, his verse, and then
just rap in there,
it would have been solid. That would have been
their perspective.
That would have beat 616 for me.
1000%.
He would have got that one. It would have been a lot closer. Outside of Meet the Grams, this would have been a lot closer of a battle if Drake just went about it the right way. He spends get off the internet. Stop.
So on a Friday morning, Drake drops Push Ups Taylor Made, then Kendrick's outside. On a Tuesday, he drops Euphoria. On a Friday morning, he drops 616 in LA. What did y'all think about that record? To me, personally, I want to say about 616 in LA, I don't know if that was his best rapping in this whole 5-track thing, but that first verse that Kendrick had when he just came on the beat crazy, like, I couldn't even listen to the how the beat flow because this nigga's flowing so good and what he was saying, and 616 is that shit for me. I was playing that back and forth. So to me, I don't even think Taylor Made versus 616 in LA is really that close.
Okay.
People are maybe deducting points because he said, "Have you ever thought OVO is working for me?" And he said, "I could compromise." So maybe it was like, oh, if Drake really did feed him the dummy information. And let me be real, I don't believe that. We're gonna get to that with the Hard Part 6. Okay. I don't believe that Drake fed nobody no information, but that's just me. Okay. 616 in LA for y'all. How did y'all like that?
I had to listen to it. You already know. I think the same for the last podcast. It didn't, for me, it didn't, like, I probably should listen to it as we're having this conversation, but it didn't really stand out as far as a track that was, like, blew me away. Like, other things that he dropped after Euphoria and all that, it was crazy, but I think it was very much on what Drake kind of tried to poke fun at Kendrick as far as, again, doing the double, triple, quadruple entendre type stuff. Right. But, I mean, we already know, like, him taking the timestamp from Drake, him saying, "Nigga, I'm still good at LA." Like, what are you talking about? I think, it had a lot of messages, but again, I would admit I have to listen to the song again because I know some things probably went over my head for sure.
And I agree with Cabria. 616, I definitely feel like it's underrated. He doesn't have this on his YouTube. It's not on streaming. Yeah, I would love if he had this on Apple Music. I would be listening to this just as much as I listen to Not Like Us.
I had to download it and do all that.
He did the extra shit.
I had to, man.
Hey, send that to me, little gay. But when we start off with 616, this is where I also start having more points deducted for Drake because a large part of this battle, I feel like Drake is spending too much time playing defense. Even in the little areas where he is playing offense, he's still spreading himself too thin, addressing everybody that he possibly can. Like, focus on Kendrick. Right. So, but either way, he's still playing too much defense, too much following up. As Cabria mentioned, Kendrick gonna snatch the timestamp 616 in LA, then Drake go follow up with the Heart Part 6. He's playing too much defense throughout the battle. He didn't get up on his good foot, as Nicki Minaj would say. But 616, I definitely think that is what everyone, probably expected when we got Euphoria. As Drake was saying, you're probably gonna give me some bars that are gonna go over everybody's head.
Right.
616
Soul
was-
sample.
Yeah,
like,
that was that think piece. That's that one you got to listen to a couple times. You got to pause. You got to really think about what is he talking about. Can that mean this? Can that mean that? And that's what I like from Kendrick. I like, give me a song that I got to sit down and like, hold on. I don't mind rewinding. I'll pull them lyrics up and I'm trying to pull out my
Like,
laptop.
hold on,
What's going on? So I respect that from Kendrick. But if Drake would have did Taylor Made the right way, this could have been an easy way for him to snatch that victory. Because this is exactly what majority of people don't want from Kendrick all the time, especially during a diss. They don't want quadruple entendres that are going to go over your head. They don't want to have to listen to the song 7 times to understand what it is. And I feel like, for me, maybe I'm just old. I feel like that makes your diss better. And you get more replay value. You got to listen to this thing 7 times just to understand how badly I just killed your ass.
Right. So push-ups, yeah, like you're saying, push-ups, it was good. If he did what he needed to do on Taylor Made, like, maybe the score right now is 1-1. Because what I'm looking at right now, push-ups versus Euphoria, that's 1 Kendrick. Taylor Made versus 616, that's 1 Kendrick. So it's 2-0 in my estimation. Am I right by saying that? Established panel.
First person shooter, I like that.
Oh yeah. So it's 3. It's 3-0.
It's 3-0.
Like that. I like first person shooters.
First
That's
person
the
shooter
thing.
over
like that.
I don't. That's a hard choice.
First person
Just pick
shooter
one.
definitely
Just
has
pick
better
one.
video.
Well, I'm biased because I like J. Cole, and I
Okay.
like that J. Cole is on first person shooters. But
So Cabrera
I like
has
the
the
energy
score.
of like that. I like first person shooters.
2-1. You have the score. You have the score 2-1 right now.
Well, my only thing is, why isn't 616 on Apple Music?
Because it's the sample.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't get it cleared?
Yeah, he just has it on, I think, Instagram and YouTube. Well, Instagram, he doesn't even have it on his own YouTube. You got to listen to somebody else's
somewhere
account.
else. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I feel like that's also questionable. So Taylor Made and 616, they both have
Kind of
some.
equal each other out.
Yeah, I think they
So,
equal each other out.
You could say,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but in my opinion, if you
give
think you
first
can't listen to it
person-
on Apple Music and sit there and really digest and like go through it all the time, I have to go pause, go to Instagram, go to YouTube,
but at least he's not
watch an
getting sued.
ad. But I get what you're saying. I just have to re-listen to it. But it was nice. Is like I like his verses like with God and the Bible though. But that's scary to me, low key. When people start bringing God.
So
and
you
stuff.
can say 1-1. You can say 1-1.
I can say 1-1, yeah, for me. But
Beat
that's
your ass
because
and hide
J.
the bubble
Cole
of
is
God
on
watching.
first person shooters, and I love J. Cole, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it to that. But like that was very much like a woo. But I would have to give it to first person shooters, and then I'll give it to Euphoria for sure. And then Taylor Made and 616, to me, they
equal each other
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So it's
Equal each other
1-1 for you right now. It's a
Yeah.
very even match coming into that Friday.
yes.
He drops that Friday morning. Drake starts doing his Instagram stuff. He has the caution tape on his story. I know something's coming. Some of the OVO hoes that are on Twitter and know some of his lackeys, they're starting to post stuff on caution tape here and
nigga
there's
got a
about to
group
be a
chat.
dead body and stuff like that. So he sent him this song because Family Matters is some heat.
It is. It's cool.
So Drake drops Family Matters, and we did pot about this. Family Matters and Meet the Grams. That was one of the craziest nights. This is one of the craziest weekends ever. But Drake has a whole video with this. With Family Matters, I believe it was a 7-minute track, if I'm not mistaken. It was a pretty long track. He had 3 different beat changes on it. So Drake really did his thing on there. He started off with the beat from Push Ups that he transitioned into. So after Family Matters dropped, 20 minutes later, Meet the Grams dropped. I think that Drake did a lot of good rapping in Family Matters, but I don't think any of the good rapping that happened in that was directed at Kendrick. And there goes another point that Xavier made about push-ups. You had push-ups, you had Taylor Made. That was one that got fucking taken off your fucking socials and all that, but that was directly to Kendrick. But now we don't have that. So Family Matters is here. You're still going the 20v1 route. You want to respond to A$AP Rocky when A$AP Rocky is really not an active rapper anymore.
Right.
And you're the one
But
that
he
has
came
been
at him though, and then on the Doja song coming at him. But I get your point.
But the thing with Drake is Drake has been dissing A$AP Rocky and Rihanna for years on his albums now. For All the Dogs, it was a whole diss track to Rihanna, and 2 or 3 of the songs he was dissing Rihanna in. But he had to
Gotta be a good husband.
Gotta be a good husband and get outside and go protect your queen.
So I'll get back in the studio.
He was
no
dissing
experimentation.
Riri on For All the Dogs?
Yeah, he was dissing Riri.
Oh my gosh, I have to re-listen to it.
So Family Matters came. What did you guys think about Family Matters versus Meet the Grams?
Well, I think we think the same thing. What? Family Matters dropped? Because Meet the Grams just came in and took every thought you had about Family Matters and it
Out the
completely just...
Yeah.
And Kendrick... Drake talking about he a war general. That was not very prepared, in my opinion.
No.
So that's just what makes it hard, because I don't think Family Matters was a bad song. I actually thought he was rapping as much as, you know, he can rap and doing his best at that. But Meet the Grams was just such a dark and, like, humbling and, like, airy and, like, deep-ass record that... just the tone alone, because it was so different than Family Matters, I think that also shifted a lot of people because, okay, Drake, okay. And then they hear Meet the Grams.
It was like, whoa.
It was like, woo, therapy? Am I supposed to be in the room? Is this nigga just talking to this nigga? Like, well, is he sitting down talking to them? Like, that's how it came off. And I just thought it was just crazy. Like, Meet the Grams was crazy and goes back to what Kendrick was saying about Drake not being a real rapper, coming out his identity and stuff. Cause that to me was one of the most disrespectful tracks ever.
Yeah.
Like, it was just disrespectful. Like, I'm finna talk to your son cause I'm a real nigga. I'm about to talk to your mom because obviously she didn't raise you right. I'm about to talk to your dad cause obviously he a deadbeat. And like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, damn.
What did you think about the daughter reveal?
I still think, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I just need to get more evidence, and that's the only thing is with I wonder with his beef when Adonis was like revealed to be his, like, how long did it take for Adonis to come out? You know what I'm saying? That's my only question about this. Like, if he has an 11-year-old daughter, like, really, where is she? Where is the mom? Why is she speaking on it? Is she on the NDA? Like, what's kind of going on with this situation? Because I think that's the only thing that I thought was kind of questionable, because at the end of the day, if Drake was entering this beef, he knows what happened the other beef he was in, why would he, like, not be on offense, or why would he still basically get caught up in the same things he's been doing? Like, is this whole beef just saying, like, Drake, you didn't learn your lesson? Like, we tapped you, we told you, like, act right, and you didn't act right, so now you're getting all this heat? Like, I think it's just deeper. This beef is just deeper, in my opinion, than what we're even able to see. And I think that Meet the Grams is, like, you know, basically saying that. But at the same time, like I said,
A lot of people
would be
discredit
shocked.
it because of. So
I just
let
would
me
be
just
shocked.
ask
I just
y'all
want to
this:
see her.
if the kid thing is not true, are y'all deducting so many points? Does Meet the Grams not count? Do y'all throw that out? Like y'all would throw a Taylor Made out? Like, what do y'all think about the record Meet the Grams if the kid part is not true? Even though this nigga had 3 other verses talking about his family.
Because he could easily just switch that to any girl who messed with Drake, though. And that's also, I think, with him just saying 11. Like, if he even takes that out, if you even take that verse out, the song alone still is good, in my opinion. And I think that's where, you know, we have to take that into consideration. But also, if he wants to go and remix it or release it, he could have just easily been talking to any girl that Drake messed with that was underage. Mm-hmm. Right. It will have the same effect, in my opinion. Because now you're saying, like, you have your son, and now I have to raise him, but then you also are ruining young girls because of how you are. So that could have been another verse. And then now I'm talking to your dad, and now I'm talking to your mom, now I'm talking to you. Like, he could easily have redone that. But, I mean, again, like we were talking before the podcast, beefs are just like, you don't know what's real, what's true, what's not until later. So, I mean, you know, we don't know. It was really good. His storytelling, all of that was great. So even if it's not real, it was shit believable.
And I think it's interesting that Elliot Wilson, he had tweeted out a version of Meet the Grams without the daughter verse in it. And Kendrick has been very deliberate in copyrights, and he's like not taking any reaction videos down. That was the only video that was taken down, which is like, that interprets to me like, I'm standing on business. I don't care. Y'all are not about to like alter this song in any way. I said what I said, nigga, and I said what I said. Nene Leaks.
Oh, the receipts.
So what did you think? Like, I remember we were talking about that day. We didn't even want to hear that. That shit was making my fucking chest hurt.
I only heard it 3 times.
Like, didn't feel
one here, 2 here, and 1 when I showed my dad. I don't even listen to the song. I don't even know how it's trending. I don't even know how motherfuckers are listening to the song.
Yeah, how do you listen to that?
I don't even know. Times. Like, you like, oh my god.
And is that not a sign of a good diss record?
Yeah, that's if you can't even listen to the diss because you feel hurt. I feel bad for Drake listening to Meet the Grams.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, oh my.
Yeah.
20 million views, dang near. I'm like, 20 million people got
Tough.
to re-listen to You Being a Bad Dad.
Right.
20 million people got to listen to Kendrick say, "Let me raise your son," because you ain't doing it, obviously.
Right.
And I'm like,
Especially, whew.
for speaking on Drake, just coming off the heels of, you're a terrible person. Everybody in your crew is whispering that you deserve this.
Right.
Coming off the heels of light-skinned Sunseeker. There is so
At the
many
marina.
at the marina. There's so coming off of OVO working for me.
Oof.
Drake did not address Kendrick enough in Family Matters.
No.
7 minutes, and how much of that time was spent talking on Kendrick solely.
Probably
and
a
I'm
minute.
glad that you brought up Elliot Wilson, because when he was on Academics podcast, he was sounding like he was watching the Bland podcast. He was sounding like he agreed with me a little bit. He was he's a super Drake fan. I'm not a super Drake fan though. Super Drake fan, but he thinks Kendrick won the battle overall for a large part of Drake not giving Kendrick enough attention.
Right.
He says where he feels a lot of that is rooted in is Drake holds Kanye to a higher regard than he holds Kendrick. He sees Kanye as the
guy,
as the guy that
Jordan,
you have to surpass,
right,
the guy that you have
right.
to emulate yourself after in order to be perceived as great.
Okay.
And he doesn't give that same respect to Kendrick. Elliot Wilson was saying he doesn't believe Drake understands why people like Kendrick.
He's still the little
That is
nigga
so
on. He's still the little nigga
interesting.
on tour
Yeah.
with me. I'm still your big homie. Let me
big
put you
bro.
on.
Yeah, as he
type
makes
shit.
shit.
That's what he tries to.
It's like, dude, that was
Right.
so long ago.
But
So
then
long
the
ago.
question though to that, so was he hurt when Kanye hopped on that like that remix?
At this point,
He's
the
like,
Drake and
"Fuck
Kendrick.
you."
At this point, the Drake and Kanye relationship is completely.
Yeah, that's
I
done,
don't even care.
Okay.
But
I was just saying.
what do you, Xavier? What do you think about the people that are saying "Family Matters" is the best song out of this whole beef?
For Drake?
I would agree.
No,
I
out
would,
of
I would
just in
agree.
general.
I would agree. I would take Family Matters over Push-Ups, but again,
No, and Kendrick's side too.
Ooh.
Oh.
They said that "Family Matters" is the best song in the whole beef.
Who?
A lot of people on social media.
That's crazy.
Who's people on social media?
That's great. Like, just replay value alone, Family Matters might be the second best song off this whole disc. It's for
No.
sure not the first. And Drake fans are the ones that love numbers the most. The numbers don't even show that.
Right.
The numbers don't even show that.
I
So
would put it
that is just
like
they got the sad case of the
Push-Ups.
academic blues,
Right.
and they can't just acknowledge the fact that their king, their Lord and Savior,
Yeah.
It's falling.
Drake,
What did
just
you say?
fell.
What would you
Right.
put it on, second or third?
I said I give Family Matters like just replay value.
Yeah.
Second best.
Do you think
off
second?
Of this disc.
Because I'll probably
I'll go
put
Not
Not
Like
Like
Us
Us, and then I'll do Push-Ups, and
Well,
then.
because I'm not counting Like That or First Person Shooting.
Oh, okay. I
Because
give
that-
Family
it-
Matters.
it wouldn't-
I'd give it third or fourth
'Cause
because
I'll give it
Euphoria
fourth,
was
yeah.
Euphoria is a really
I do
good
like
song.
playing
I listened to
Euphoria
that.
before.
Like
I'm
that's a
sorry.
really solid. Like it's not too much, but it is saying a lot. Like
I'm trying to give Drake some.
okay.
Right? Yeah, we're
Some-
trying
I
to
just
be.
think,
we're
but
trying
I
to be
think,
some-
yeah.
but out of Drake's, okay, I guess Push-Ups and then Family Matters. But it's like you can't really fuck with Family Matters first before Push-Ups because Push-Ups led into Family Matters. You get what I'm saying?
Another reason I really can't fuck with Family Matters is because Kendrick already told us, calculated, you're not even as calculated. I can predict your angles.
Right.
Drake
So that you're in
drops,
Euphoria,
Drake
yeah.
drops Push-Ups. RDC World 1 drops a skit of how Drake is gonna respond, and it's on the Push-Ups beat talking about I was really trying to keep it PG. Why is that how this nigga starts Family Matters? Why is everybody able to predict how you're gonna move in this battle?
Right.
And it's just like, oh, just off the way he is structuring his songs
Yeah.
in comparison to Kendrick, just off the way he's replying. He is taking so many L's before we even get a chance to listen to Kendrick.
Man, Kendrick
it's
got
just like,
God
I
on
can't
his
give it to
side.
him.
God,
I can't.
Xavier, I need you to say.
War.
I need you to say more good things about Family Matters because the OVO fans and the Drake
It
fans
was
are going to
good.
say that y'all are not giving that enough credit
No, I'm not saying it was bad, but like I think,
as one of the best diss tracks
but it's
ever.
what Xavier is saying. He's just going
Too
after
many
too
people.
many
Too many
people.
people.
That's
people.
it. And then his
Yeah.
verse to Kendrick, oh, we get blocking the berry, the sweeter than the juice. You like to put
Trying to
gin
free
in
the
your
slaves
juice.
and
To me,
stuff.
I was like, that's a little racist.
Right.
In my opinion, I was like, that was something that some white person was saying. Like, you drink Henny. You, Like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it was giving. Henny,
let me,
you think dark skin's beautiful? Like, that's what it was giving from Drake, in my opinion. But I did like the song. And then, you know, it wasn't bad. But
It wasn't
again,
bad.
it's what Kendrick just strategically just outplayed him. Because if it was
For
the
real.
best song that you had, why did you not drop it sooner?
And the crazy part is,
Why
if
did you
this-
not drop it sooner?
He should have dropped it right after. He should have dropped it instead of Taylor Made. And if
Yes,
we do
he
acknowledge
should
that
have.
Family Matters is the best song that Drake
Right.
has dropped on this battle, there's still a lot of controversy on Family Matters. People are like, why are you coming at Kendrick this way? Why are you using these bars? There's certain
Yeah.
stuff that he is saying in this diss, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
questionable.
you did not need to word it like that.
Hey,
No,
Xavier,
but-
always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. And you know how
That was-
Kendrick
That's
said
crazy.
That was wild. That was a wild
back to
statement.
back. I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record. Kendrick got back to that line for the record.
Oh yeah,
on
and
the
it's,
next
yeah.
and
on the
it's
next
just
record.
like Drake is proving Kendrick's point that you're kind
Yes.
of out of touch in this culture and outsider looking in when you think it's justifiable to say like
Anything like that.
you're rapping like you're trying to get the slaves free,
Right.
and it's just
Right.
like, how do you think, like you mentioned, like being part of the culture, how do you feel when you see Trayvon Martin, when you see another police shooter? How does that
Breonna
resonate
Taylor,
with you?
George Floyd.
How does it resonate with you, Drake, when you say a bar like you trying to rap like you trying to get the slaves free?
Man.
Because majority of black people were on social media like, why in the world would you say that? You're just making it seem like you really have no ties to
Yes.
black culture. And to tie that, the very beginning of the song, using your white mom to intro you into saying nigga.
Nigga, I said it. I know that. man.
What?
I mean, I didn't like that part. I didn't know it was his mom, which was even weird. But you know what? I think now that you said that, it brings us back to his song "Slime You Out" with SZA, and he was talking about slaves, like chained
Whips
up like
it-
slaves, and everybody was
Whip
like,
and
"Drake,"
chain you like American slaves.
and everybody was like, "Drake, why would you do that?" And
As
then
much
he
as
just
he don't
comes
mind, he
back
didn't
and
learn.
do it. But I would say to take that part out, it was kind of like I do give it to him, like the little diss to Kendrick when he was like, you know, you act like you're the Black Messiah, and then you fucking with a mixed girl, and then you fucking white girls. Everything that Kendrick has a minute, but he did try to take a little jab at his character, but I don't think he realized it's more complex, and he addressed that in the Mr. Brown Big
Wait,
Steppers,
but then that's
which
shooting
I thought
himself in
was
the-
interesting.
Yeah, no.
But
Can
not
I?
shooting himself in the foot,
Let me ask
too.
you a question. Let me ask y'all a question. Okay. So, you wifed up a mixed queen. So, as we know, and
What
it's
you
just so
about to
funny.
say?
It's so funny to me.
Yeah,
Kendrick married his high school sweetheart. So
yeah, Whitney.
Whitney and Dave Free
Did they get married?
I think they're
engaged, whatever.
Okay, I'm just
Kendrick has
asking because
been-
Drake was saying a lot of shit that
Kendrick
nobody else
has
said
been
anything
with
about.
his baby mother since high school. Now,
Oh, so sweet.
you know, regardless of if they've taken breaks in between that time or anything, you're
Okay.
telling me that Kendrick met somebody in Compton that was not only in Compton, but going through the same economic and situations that most black people and minority groups go through in those areas. Just look at the ethnicity breakdown in Compton and places like Compton in LA when we go. What I'm trying to say is
Okay.
Drake grew up as this Toronto white mom, Jewish, like nothing wrong with it, but you're not thrust into
Man went to Hebrew
society.
school.
Right.
To
You're
the
not
culture. He's not.
you're not
Black
growing
culture.
up, and it's not necessarily you have to grow up poor in poverty, but I'm just saying that Kendrick, Dave Free, and Whitney identified with us in a different way that Drake never could. So you're telling me
Right.
that you wiped up a mixed queen, you wiped up somebody that you have been in the trenches in Compton with. Obviously, she understands the economic, racial, anything that's going on. She understands that because she's seeing it firsthand. So I don't understand how you go to that angle. But
Right.
maybe it's because, like you
yeah.
were saying, Drake was unfucking prepared for this battle this whole time.
Unprepared.
He
Yeah.
didn't have anything, and Kendrick already mentioned that. I live a boring life. I don't be out here doing stuff. I didn't already told y'all on Mr. Morale that I was doing X, Y, and Z. Whitney maybe is gone already. Like he was saying that on Mr. Morale, that Whitney did all she could. Like maybe she's not around no more. So we didn't even know if they were together no more.
The way they was arguing on that album, I could see that.
Right.
I couldn't even finish that one. I said, ooh.
That was a lot. But
what are you
I don't get like you were about to Drake. You're what is Drake? A light skinned nigga from Toronto.
That's what I'm saying. You shot yourself in the foot again. If you're claiming that Kendrick can't be the Black Messiah, he can't be out here speaking on behalf of black people because he's with a mixed girl. If you're trying to keep the argument and the debate that surface level, which nobody is trying to do with you, Drake. Nobody is saying you're not black because you're light skinned.
Right.
Nobody ever says that about J.
J. Cole, yeah.
And it's like the argument there is
different.
It's different because even if we're just gonna look at it like that, she's blacker than you. Her dad's black and her mom is black and white. He doesn't even have a fully white parent, or she doesn't even have a fully white parent. If you want to keep it that surface level, and it's just like to even take the argument that route. Oh, you think you're a Black Messiah? You with a mixed girl? What do you think mixed girls are gonna think about? Like, oh, now I'm not black enough. Oh, Drake doesn't think I'm black because I'm mixed. It's just like, how much of an outsider can you truly just admit that you are, to where you feel comfortable on the same song where you say you rapping like you're trying to get the slaves free? It's just astonishing, and it's just the way Drake is moving. It makes me not want to believe anything he says
ever.
And it definitely makes me not believe that he's the one with the informants.
Oof.
It don't make no damn sense. Why the fuck would he say that? That was some of the dumbest lines he could have said. How many people?
Okay.
Because Kendrick just said it. But you're, nuh-uh.
I'm
the
one.
They work for me. Actually, the people that were trying to give you the information, they're clowns. And we gave you fake information. Wait, so did you just call your guys clowns? It's like,
which one is it?
Which one is it? He just playing too much defense. And it's like he's getting his lies mixed up.
In this whole beef.
Right, and I get what you guys are saying. I just think at the end of the day, he was just coming at his image. To your point, did he do a good job at it? Surface level, okay, but how it came and broke it down, okay, maybe not so much, because again, we've been bringing in J. Cole, we're bringing in Whitney. There is a difference in regards to how you're raised, if you are mixed, if you were raised on the black side, if you're raised on the white side. We see Drake was raised on the white side, and then he tried to move over to the black side, and we see the results of that. But I think what I was trying to say and break down, let's not take away, like, Kendrick hasn't done the most for the fucking culture, which I think this whole rap beef was about. Like, he's using his influence to actually put people on, like in his songs, talking about Serena, talking about, I forgot the basketball player who was in Toronto, whatever.
Ja?
No, not Ja.
Oh.
Yeah. But even before that, Kendrick has taken his platform and he put even more people on. And so I think let's never take that away from him. But I thought it was interesting what he said about like the money trees, him not doing anything for Compton. But it's like, what are you talking about? Like him.
Because Kendrick is always at the Christmas. Kendrick is always at the Christmas TDE concert little giveaways. He's always in the hood.
It's like Drake didn't even. He's talking about you didn't do your research. You didn't do no research.
Right.
Talking about even outside of you don't go back to plant no money trees in your community. Every album Kendrick has dropped in some way, shape, or form is centered around the black experience.
Right.
Drake, what song?
Look at all them niggas. Look at all them niggas in front of the White House on To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah. When have you ever brought that many niggas anywhere, Drake?
No.
Drake. Man. No. But I would say I can see how Drake's fans believe that Family Matters was like one of the best records. Let's just say that. But I think Meet the Grams just came in and anything you were like, as soon as you went to clap, it was like, oh shit.
Right. Yeah. And shout out to them. Family Matters, y'all take that. But I'm about to put my computer down in a minute because I'm about to play a record, Xavier, that came out the next day.
Yeah. Because while he's pulling that up, you got to take everything into account.
Okay.
Drake drops Family Matters. 30 minutes later, max, we get Meet the Grams.
Right?
A ground-shaking, what the fuck moment.
Right. What the hell?
You're not even thinking about Family Matters anymore. We're thinking about Family Matters now.
Yes. After it's settled. After it's settled.
Nobody was thinking about Family Matters when Meet the Grams drops.
No.
And then the next day, we get a certified coast-to-coast banger. Bop. Wop, wop, wop. What? Get that shit started, boy. Drake
Xavier.
is scandalous. Psst. I see dead people. We need to talk about
your dad.
that.
pirate. Mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak though. Man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Jesus. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walking down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake.
So.
Whoa, you're not gonna let it play out?
No, we're gonna let it play. A little.
Yeah, let it play.
Play it in the background because you can't start that and just stop it.
No money trees, Drake.
So Xavier.
Just have it in the
Cabrera.
background. We gotta just
We're
vibe to
41
it.
seconds in before he even said "Say Drake." So what are y'all feeling when y'all first heard this record?
Everybody know what they
what's going through your mind? Where were y'all at?
This
what happened?
where was I?
What the fuck happened, Xavier?
Where was I when Not Like Us dropped?
Oh my God!
On the freeway, and I look at my phone and came and got it in every group chat.
Every group chat.
Every group chat. I said, oh shit, I'm driving and I'm like, this is one of the songs where, like you're saying, we're a couple of seconds in before we get like a clear shot at Drake. And while he's like, mustard?
Mustard on that beat.
You just bobbing your head, you dancing. Next thing you know, Drake, I hear you like him young. You're like, whoa. Right back into it. Okay.
Right. Back, and then still listening to it. Hey, like, damn.
It's just like every shot at Drake just, in a way, takes you out of that moment because it's like
Chef's
that shock
kiss.
value. But at the same time, it's so hard. It brings you right back in. Mustard
Right.
keeps you there with that beat.
Right.
But Kendrick is getting you like that shock value with his lyrics. And if Kendrick or if Drake really had the, as we mentioned in the beginning, if Drake really had the drop
evidence.
on Kendrick, you are the reason you had to drop the Heart Part 6, and you are the reason you lost this battle. Because Heart Part 6 cannot compete with Not Like Us on any magazine.
None
of his songs. As I'm sitting here, if we have to pick one song from each artist, just one song for them to drop, for the people to figure out who would win this beat, like what?
Where do y'all have before we start? Where did y'all have the battle? Let's go battle score before I start playing more of this record because I might go crazy.
Okay.
So that Saturday
Yeah.
before Kendrick drops this,
Yeah,
where did you guys have this battle scored?
Kendrick.
Yeah, I got it, Kendrick.
Was it
giving Drake
Euphoria?
Giving Drake all the leeway in the world,
Uh-huh.
all the grace of the Almighty. I would give this Like That over First Person Shooter. Euphoria over Push Ups. All the grace in the world. Tailor Made over 616 in LA. Meet the Grams stumped the shit out of Family Matters. And Not Like Us was Crip Rockin' on the Grave of the Heart Part 6.
So you got Kendrick 1, 2, 3. You got 4. You got 4-1.
4-1 Kendrick.
And you have
First Person Shooters, Euphoria. I say I'm not counting those two.
Right.
And then it's just not friendly, but Meet the Grams, it's just hard to even say. But I just feel like as soon as I heard Euphoria, I feel like he wiped him. Like, I'm going to be honest with to both of you guys. I thought Euphoria cleared Push Ups and Tailor Made together.
Agreed.
1000%.
It cleared it. And then 616, okay, here's my little spadazzle. And then the Meet the Grams, it was just nigga like, you talked about family, so let's talk about family. And that was just a response, what I was saying, probably like the darker side of Kendrick.
Right.
And we didn't really need all that. So I just feel like he just was winning. And once again, Euphoria alone to me answered this entire rap battle.
Right. So
in my opinion,
I got Like That.
Euphoria and Not Like Us. He didn't have to do all that. He won, Euphoria for sure. And then for him to come in, ooh, boom, 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 and then Not Like Us, that was like the finisher.
Yeah,
like, Meet the Grams was a little check. Like, let me pull you to the side and let you know why I really don't like you, nigga.
Right.
And now Not Like Us, now let me tell you why we all don't like you. And it was just like,
yeah, Like That. Euphoria, 616. You know what? I'm gonna give Drake 1 point in this battle. Psych. Meet the Grams. So I'm 4-0 right now.
yeah.
To me, Kendrick's already kicking his back in. If you guys want to say Family Matters was a better song than Meet the Grams because it has more replay value because you can't even fucking listen to Meet the Grams, I think that's the impact. You can't even fucking listen to Meet the Grams versus Family Matters. That song is so eerie and so
it's just
dangerous.
So dark.
Alchemist, dark. Yeah,
it's just dark.
Alchemist did his shit when he fucking made that beat. So if y'all want to give that, it's still 4-1 Kendrick or 5-0 Kendrick or whatever right now, or 4-0 Kendrick. It's 3-1 Kendrick right now.
Well, I think it's hard when you put the songs next to each other because I'd give Drake First Person Shooters, Push Ups, and Family Matters. And then for Kendrick, but that's just the thing. Like, it's so hard. Like, if you look at it, Euphoria, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, Like That, they're all solid fucking records, though. So it's like, it's so hard. But when it comes down to it, who really cleaned, who really ended it, it was Kendrick. But I just feel like, once again, if Kendrick would have just dropped Euphoria.
Right.
Again, he didn't really need to do all the extra stuff. The extra stuff was just the different sides to him. And then Not Like Us was just, all his messages coming back. Mm-hmm. Euphoria really was a warning.
Yeah, this whole battle kind of went how I'm expecting the whole
Mike
Tyson, Jake Paul. Is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
Jake.
That's how it went how I'm expecting the whole Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight to go. I don't really like Jake Paul. Never been a Jake Paul fan. But I'll give him all the respect for hopping in the ring with a legend. You going toe-to-toe with a nigga that might kill you. Oof. So I'll respect you for that because that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But respecting him for going toe-to-toe and winning the battle are completely different things.
Right.
He can go in there. He can hit Mike Tyson with every punch he got. Mm-hmm. But if Mike don't feel it, if there's no strength, if there's no muscle behind those punches, if you're hitting me with everything you got. Yeah, they're good punches, but it's not really doing nothing. There's no chink in my armor, which is another just showcase of how I mentioned I let y'all string me on the line of thinking J. Cole was in the big three for 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe there doesn't need... Maybe just because there's nobody to replace J. Cole in the big three doesn't mean that he also needs to be up there.
Hey, and guess what?
Maybe there doesn't need to be a big three.
Guess what? There is no fucking big three. I don't ever want to... Let me tell y'all something real quick. He leaked his own video. That's crazy of him whacking himself off. Anyway, there is no more big three. When we talk about eras and things of that nature, and we really double down and think about this era, there's only one now.
Yeah.
And this is
smoking on that top 5.
So can we agree? So that it's always been Kendrick than J. Cole.
Yeah. I hear you like now that I'm looking back on it, I think it's just been Kendrick. Because J. Cole
just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Hold that shit. Hey.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Right.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga?
Pause.
Dude.
Oh god.
Just off that A minor bar alone, he already cleared him.
Cleared him.
It was also great just to see all the music theorists come out of nowhere on Twitter and on TikTok talking about the A minor bar. Then when Drake in the Heart Part 6 flipped it around and talking about B sharp, and they're like, well, B sharp is kind of just a step away from a C, and a C is damn near just an A. Back to A minor.
Back to A minor.
That's crazy.
You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac, nigga?
He from goodness.
He probably didn't realize Pac was from
Black
Oakland.
Panther.
Oh
my gosh.
This is the thing, and I love like the research that I have, like I did on Pac. This is my favorite Pac era is when that nigga was running around with Shock G, running around with E40. To me and to a lot of Bay niggas, Tupac got his swag from the Bay, nigga. Tupac was in New York, doing his shit, Baltimore, all that. But when Tupac really became Cali, really became West Coast, that nigga had to come and get his swag. He was in the rap group before in the Bay. He was running around with E40 in them. You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac, nigga? And I love Kendrick for incorporating other parts of this West Coast shit in this beef. It was very smart. It was very strategic. And like you were saying, he took him out the first verse. Kendrick has 3 verses on this. Bring back the 3rd verse for all the rappers in this motherfucker.
And like Kendrick really just took a second to tarnish every logo or everything that reminds you of Drake. He took down Six God.
Right.
He took down the OVO. He took down the Owl.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
OV Ho.
Obi ho.
Other vaginal options, pussy.
Oh my god.
Oh my Drake.
I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold foul, I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches. Go. The audience not dumb.
That
Shake the
E40
stories how you
fucking
want.
flow.
Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't that something? P-Rest stands for bitch and you Malibu most wanted. Ain't no law boy, you ball boy. Fresh Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie. Be flipped over your boxes. Well, over your foe. The other vaginal option.
Pussy. Hey.
Better straighten they posture. Got famous all up in content.
Right.
Might write this with a doctor. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fucked on Wayne Grower. He was in jail. That's conniving. They get his face tatted like a bitch apologizing. I'm glad D-Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither. From Alondra down to Central. Nigga better not speak on Serena. And your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up the pot. Ay, put the roll label on me. I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Ay, how many stocks do I really have in stock? Ay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Ay, devil is a lie. Here 69 God. Ay, freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside. Ay, roll their ass up like a fresh pack of Zod. Ay, city is back up. It's a must. We outside. Ay. They not like
This
us.
shit is
They
so
not like us. They not
hard.
So he did need to come out of this hard, but
They not
Did he
like
need to
us.
do this?
They
Did he
not
need to do
like
this
us.
right here?
They not like us. Once
History
upon a
lesson.
time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second.
Bear
Let
with
me
me.
put y'all on game. The settlers was choosing town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This the real nigga challenge. You caught Future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what? Lil' baby help you get your lingo up. What? 21 get your false street cred. Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. Hey, what? Quavo said you can be from North Side. What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth of the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
Hey, this is
unnecessary bridge.
He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey,
Y'all thought
hey,
it was
hey,
done,
hey, run for your life. Let me hear you say OV ho. Say OV ho. Then step this way, step that way, then step this way, step that way. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Then step this way, step that way, then step this way, step that way.
Dude.
Wow, that's like a masterpiece.
Why would you even want to respond
That is
to
such
Not
a
Like Us with the Hard Part
masterpiece.
6? That shit not even
I love the
same
Negro spiritual.
level.
He a fan, he a fan, he
Hold
a
on,
fan.
all right, I
His
can-
ass is just
Drake don't know that.
He don't. He
knows
didn't know
little
nothing about them.
tidbits.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
that's it.
Tidbits.
So
That was it.
I don't care.
That
I need to
alone,
be.
bro. That could have just ended the podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
I needed to be. I really do need to be outside for that Not Like Us record. But
Oh no, I can't wait for LA for that one.
yeah, that's gonna be
Can't
bumping.
wait.
I saw.
On Friday.
I'm in the pizza shop. They playing it. I'm at KFC. They
everywhere
playing
you go,
it.
they playing it.
Everywhere they go, you playing it. And I don't think
Playing
we've
it
had
in
a record
Toronto.
that has had that much energy in a long time.
No.
So
Absolutely.
I just want to
not.
say thank you,
Absolutely
Kendrick,
not.
for this West Coast bop. Thank you for shouting out the Bay. I know that Kendrick is already a Blam subscriber. That nigga has been watching our podcast since last year when I asked him where he was at. When I saw the light skinned brothers out there doing bullshit.
said,
That's
"Don't
why I don't
worry."
know why you talking about first person shooter. How do you even listen to that record no more? He talking about
I
Muhammad
like
Ali.
J. Cole.
He talking about Muhammad Ali. That nigga ain't no Muhammad Ali. That nigga ain't no Muhammad Ali.
Hey, Muhammad Ali
Nigga
was
quit at his
never
own concert.
Stop
Fuck
it.
out of here with first person
Because he
shooter.
respects Kendrick.
What's a first person shooter?
I just think at the end of the day, he
He a
made the
fan,
best.
he a
He
fan,
made
he
the
a
best
Best decision for him.
He made a good
Now go sit at the
decision.
fucking ocean
No.
and take
And
pictures
it's
with the
peaceful.
fans.
It is
Best
peaceful.
decision for
It
him.
is peaceful
the
for him.
worst decision for him.
No, because imagine
Right.
he got looped into this shit and then he's over there backed into a corner with Drake. I just think J. Cole did it. Like, I really don't think he understood
should've been
everything
around
that Drake was doing, though. I don't think he really understood that. And I could say that as somebody who can hang out with a lot of people. You really, like, when some people, and what Schoolboy Q was like, nigga, you ain't thing.
better
Man. It's
plug it
deeper
in.
than what you think. It's not a friendly rap battle, and I think that's what people need to take in consideration. If it was a friendly, okay, let's go back and forth, let's see who has the best records, I don't think J. Cole would have been like, all right, I'm quitting. But the fact of the matter of what happened, how Kendrick came in and just killed Drake, basically almost ruined his career. He definitely ruined his career with his black audience, in my opinion. On his real rap audience, in my opinion, he really killed that side. So Drake is going to rely on people who really can't touch black culture, don't understand it, and like that pop shit, who really think, oh, that's enough for a rapper. He still has that audience. But his core audience, he not going to be able to go back to Atlanta. Fucking Fort Bass didn't even put him on his motherfucking record.
Right? And then he shouted out, who'd he shout out? He shouted out,
SZA,
he said,
Travis
all
Scott,
I
YG.
saw from Fort Bats is he told Kendrick.
Talk about
He
Fort
said,
Bats?
"My nigga, can you?" He said, "My nigga, can you calm down? I just dropped my album yesterday,
Fort Bats?
and you're
Yeah,
dropping
yeah.
record after record on this nigga. Like,
I
and
thought
then
you
Drake,
talking
why you
about
gonna let your boy drop in the middle of this?
man.
is he really signed to OVO?
No,
Ain't he?
I don't think he's really
not.
signed. There's
He's
no
not.
way.
He's from Atlanta.
And
no,
I looked-
I think Drake just hopped
Drake,
on his.
you know Drake.
He dropped on his record.
You know Drake. Drake always trying to. I don't know if he signed, but I did look at his. I did look at his Apple Music.
I'm confused.
It's not under exclusive rights of OVO or anything, so
thought
I
it
don't
was
think that
independent.
he is. Yeah, I believe looking at his album,
we
he
were
was.
talking. You were talking about his lyrics. But anyway.
The Heart Part 6, guys.
Oh
So,
gosh.
to me, Kendrick was kicking Drake's back in. You saw gang members dancing. You saw niggas
Can I
dancing
boot
in
him
the
yet?
street.
I
Wow,
didn't
Fort
boot him
Bats
yet.
is signed to
He signed to
OVO.
OVO.
He
Wow.
is?
Drake, why would you not tell that nigga, wait a week?
Wow.
He's
Wait-
signed to
wait
OVO.
2
He's from
weeks.
Atlanta too.
Ooh,
Hey,
Gamma.
back on it.
Well, let's keep that on the down low because I really do like Fort Bats.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
I
lot of
really
I haven't
fuck
listened to the
with Fort
project,
Bats.
but I've liked what I've heard.
there's
I
a
like
lot
it.
of there's a
I
lot
heard
of
stuff
talented
before-
people over there.
Before the project dropped, which you would think would make
Schoolboy
me like, oh, I should
Q2?
check it out.
No, wait.
but,
Party Next Door is
Yeah,
OVO.
party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Xavier Rivers, we just listened before the podcast. Cabria needed a little refresher on the
I
Heart
did.
Part 6.
I only heard it once.
You had a lot to say about that record.
Okay.
To me, now Drake fans can tell me otherwise, but to me, Xavier, it sounded like somebody was throwing in the towel. It sounds like somebody was fed up.
Yeah.
We saw Drake in previous battles go to LeBron and
Keep the
explain
kids
himself.
away.
What did you think about him rapping in this way?
He can't go to LeBron. Kendrick told him to stay away.
Keep the kids away. Keep the
Keep
family
the kids,
away.
If you care, got any love for them kids, keep
Keep
Drake
the
away.
family.
Keep that family safe.
Keep the family away. About to get raided.
I think the Heart Part 6 is where we. It's a crossroads.
Okay.
Because it's where we get one of the biggest points in the battle for Drake, but we get so many strikes, so many points we have to take and deduct away from this battle as well. What I will give Drake props to, which is also like a subtle, I got to take some of the props away too, is following in suit. He took the Heart Part 6 away from Kendrick. Kendrick can't use that. I still would. Fuck that nigga.
I still
would
too.
have used it. But he's still just following in the footsteps of Kendrick, who did the timestamp with 616 in LA. The Heart Part 6 set himself up. It does not match the vibe. People have been dancing and rapping to Not Like Us because he dropped it on Friday or Saturday.
He dropped it on Saturday.
He dropped it on Saturday morning. People was at the club Saturday night. People was at the club Sunday morning,
At pool
Sunday
parties,
afternoon,
Rick
Sunday
Ross.
night. Pool parties everywhere. Then you drop the Heart Part 6, which kind of deflates the whole energy.
beat.
Yeah, the whole beat.
Yeah.
Like, Kendrick brought us up here. You dropped the Heart Part 6, and it's like bringing us back down. You're like,
Yeah, anybody want to do all
like,
that.
if you really had that intel, this would be the great time to really put this whole thing back on 10.
Right.
To really amplify us.
Ain't Drake a front runner in that way? Have
You
we
would think.
not seen that history of him being a front runner? Wouldn't you have extra energy if you set this whole thing up?
Right, exactly. I was like, oh yeah, I set this whole thing up. I'm the mastermind. I really plotted against you, but I'm not going to show any evidence that I plotted against you.
Right.
And on top of that, I'm not even finna move like I plotted against you. And on top of that, if your defense to Kendrick being obsessed with calling you a pedophile is that Kendrick was molested, nigga, fire your writer yesterday.
Man.
That I can kind of understand maybe a little bit with a bit of grace where you were trying to go with
where
that.
you were trying to go. If he would have played the angle, and I thought he played it when I first heard the record, I thought he played it perfectly. If he would have played that fucking angle the right way and really listened to Mother I Sober and really got into the intricacies of, oh, your mom, this will happen to your mom, so maybe that is making you really want to make me like this crazy person that I'm not. If you play that like that,
that's what happens when you don't have
a
any critical
chance.
thinking skills. Because that's another reoccurring thing with this whole battle. Drake is almost there. He is just not moving right. He did not move. The best way he moved was in push-ups, and that was just a response to like that.
Right.
After that, Taylor Way.
Did he move right in push-ups?
No, he didn't.
A week before, you put that shit on fucking Twitter. Academics is the only one with the thing. You don't put it on streaming until that Friday after.
And you edit it. We hear the edits and the revisions on the song that you made from the leak. So, he didn't move right on push-ups. Because even on that, he spent the majority of the time talking about Future, Metro Boomin, and A$AP Rocky. The most notable bars are towards Future and Metro Boomin. So he really didn't move right on push-ups. AI, Snoop Dogg, and AI Tupac moved terribly wrong. Suably wrong on Taylor Made. Family Matters...
You just thought that was your kill shot. You did the video. You did everything. You just thought that was your kill shot. You thought that was your thing.
And which makes Kendrick stumping out that flame even worse because he put so much detail
into that.
Getting the G Unit chain, getting the Good Kid, Mad City van, shooting it up, continuing to play into the stick talk, continuing to play into the I'm not a part of the culture talk. He's a mob boss,
Xavier.
He is moving disgusting. He's moving like a nigga trying to set himself up. Ooh. He's moving like he really got the song or the album called The Fall Off. Like, what are we doing right now? And then to go with your defendable bars of pedophilia with molestation bars.
Yeah,
gross.
That was
which,
wild.
on top of that, just displays the fact that not only do you not like when Kendrick gives you bars that you got to think about, obviously, because you couldn't even think about the song that you turned on. If you really would have listened to Mother I Sober, it is about, as Cayman mentioned, his mom going through trauma.
Right.
And then not realizing that when Kendrick is saying no, that didn't happen, she's thinking, oh, he's trying to protect his cousin, trying to project her trauma onto him.
Right.
You didn't even listen to the song the right way. And then go use it in a...
So he threw the white tag. He threw the white fucking flag.
And then to go from drop.
To,
I know you got like 10 more. Go ahead and drop that. I'm going on vacation.
Right.
What?
And Cabria, before you say your comments, let me read his outro so y'all can. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator. And you weren't fucking lying to each blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got that shit burnt the fuck out there. Got this shit burnt the fuck out there.
Right, guys?
Like,
right?
You got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that didn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one and to try to cover that up. I would like that one. But what do you say? I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if you wasn't tripling down on some other bullshit. But at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I could motivate you, bring you back to the game, but just let me know when you're ready to get to the facts. Everything in my shit is facts.
He didn't say triple
I'm
down
waiting
on some lies.
For you to return the favor.
He didn't say triple down on some lies. He said it's just some bullshit.
I mean,
it's some little bullshit.
Cabria, did he quit?
I think at the end of the day, to you guys' point, that everything that he said was just wrong in the song. I think that part of the song really did throw me off. Like him talking about the Epstein stuff and Millie Brown. Yeah, Bobby Brown. I'm like, I don't even know her name, by the way. Which was just weird. But I don't think it was the worst. It's just the timing and how he did it and how he set it up and all that. And the read was just horrible. Like, why would you not drop that after Meet the Grams? Like, you should have dropped Family Matters, Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, and you should have automatically dropped that. I mean, as we mentioned, with some tweaks and some revisions, to have somebody like a real nigga in your crew to be like, hey, I don't think that's what he's talking about. Or even if you do have editors and like writers and stuff, why were they not even like, hey, I don't think that's what he was talking about? Like, to me, it was just too many. Like Kendrick said, they're not slow. Like, your fans are not slow. You just have people around you that aren't even in the culture, from the culture, which is already problematic. But anywho, with his response, I think, well, I'm going to keep up hope, because if Drake is an internet guy and they are saying that he lost the way that we believe he lost, I think Drake may have something else that he's working on, he's trying to release,
1000%.
in my opinion. So for me, like, it seemed like, okay, like, you do probably have all these songs, but like maybe that's him trying to like say like, oh shoot, let me get back and let me try to go harder, because I don't think Drake's giving up, at least I don't. But if he does, that's tough,
Drake,
because it does sound like he's like,
Drake, do the same thing.
I don't think he's
do
giving
the
up.
same thing that you did. Do
I don't
the
think
same
he's
thing
giving
that you did when you lost to Pusha T, and he packed your ass up. He went in there. He gave us a double album. You had Scorpion. It was one of your higher selling albums. You had Kiki. Do you love me? Are you riding?
Hey, just keep making me dance with my
Just
hand.
keep making me dance
said.
and waving my hand, and all this shit will be okay.
Exactly.
But when you want to start putting your name in different conversations, bruh, we gotta still.
You
we
think
gotta.
he'll apologize though, for real? Because
He's
y'all
not
talking
gonna
about my boy
apologize.
J.
I don't think
Cole.
He's not gonna apologize. He's not that soft,
Yeah,
but-
he's not that soft.
but-
I'll give Drake got more spine than Cole. For sure.
Are you serious?
But
That sounds so
agree with you.
toxic, though.
I think he's definitely going to respond. Matter of fact, he
don't let
has
shit
to-
go.
Not necessarily has to respond, but he has to drop pretty soon.
Yeah.
The last thing that we got from one of the best rappers ever has over 1 million dislikes on YouTube. You have to say something.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a diss. This shit can be done.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be a diss. I think this shit is tucked away for right now. I think he's definitely gonna drop a song.
Yeah.
Maybe a mixtape.
He needs to drop
He might
something.
start working on another project, and I definitely think we are definitely going to get one of the better projects from Drake that we have in the last 10 years. Now, because there's so much writing on it now.
So you
just
gave Kendrick, you brought Kendrick back to the game, but Kendrick really made you get in that lab and really do something.
Ooh.
He said, give us something that we actually want to listen to. But it's going to be disgusting if he comes back with like a Pimp the Butterfly remix, like he's trying to be in his black bag, a revolutionary.
Please
shit.
don't do that,
He's trying to be
Drake.
Jesse Williams, but I'm like,
Stop.
I definitely think he's
Stop.
gonna drop something soon. I don't necessarily think it's going to be related to Kendrick Lamar or
Okay.
this. I think it's just going to be something
it's
more
something
to
else.
get himself back
Okay.
in good light with the music
Okay.
industry or
Right.
music fans.
Okay.
Because
Let's
the
see
last
that.
thing you dropped got 1 million dislikes. Kendrick Lamar packed you up
Tough.
in this diss. A lot of conversations that are coming back to light. Social media is eating you alive.
Alive.
Allegations.
You need a slap right now,
Allegations
nigga.
are everywhere.
Alive.
You need a slap.
You need a slap.
Even though Kendrick said you can't tootsie slide your way out of this one, I think you should.
should.
I think you should try. Because it ain't looking good, bro. It ain't looking good. You know it's bad when the only person standing up for you is in prison
Tory Lanez.
and has been stealing from you and Lil Wayne
For
and
years.
everybody else signed to that
Birdman.
label.
Birdman.
Those are the only people standing up for you. And I get it. Some people that do fuck with you might not want to say nothing, like
Right.
Lil Yachty.
Right.
Because they're like, I don't want to be involved in this at all, like J. Cole. But again, at the same time, what does that say about you? Where the people that do fuck with you aren't even willing to have their name dragged in this with you.
Crazy.
Future, Rocky, Metro Boomin, DJ Mustard, everybody in their mama besides academics, Fox and Mike have been on
Drake's side.
Even niggas from Canada are like,
Right.
you can't. One thing about growing up in Canada is knowing that sometimes your high school girlfriend, you gonna go online and see her posted up at Drake's house at a pool party.
That's crazy.
That's disgusting to see.
Wow.
Now, we talk about the United States. I'm not even gonna go there.
Xavier about to go on a whole nother point. And okay, guys, thank you for watching the
Yes,
Rising
thank you.
Podcast. We appreciate y'all for viewing. Make sure you like and subscribe. This has been one of the best hip hop beefs of all time. I feel like that I was robbed of maybe 5 more Kendrick records. I'm ready for that
1, 2,
album.
3, 4, 5 plus
5.
nigga.
Because he was about to pack that nigga up in different sounds. You know, he had Kendrick Lamar had Like That, Euphoria, 616, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us, and none of them sounded the same.
At all.
And I appreciate Kendrick for his artistry. He did enter this battle with a point to prove, and he proved that point. I wish Drake was way more strategic in this because I feel like he had more to give to this, but he got his back kicked in, and I expected that.
Hey,
BBL
kicked in,
Drizzy.
blown out, blowed up.
BBL.
Kendrick came in here and did that. Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Metro.
And just the
BBL
extra cherry
Drizzy.
on top. Drake gonna tell Metro,
BBL
shut your whole ass and make some drums.
And he did.
Metro said, all right, let's see if you hold up to that. Metro gonna drop a BBL Drizzy beat on Twitter and say, best diss gets 10K and a free beat. Second best gets a free beat. This nigga's getting dissed in merengue. He's getting dissed in Japanese. He's getting dissed in dancing. I'm like, bro, nobody likes this man. It's a sad. I had to tell my dad it's a sad day to be a light skin. I'm sorry for you right now.
Drake, you need to come and do an interview with the Rising. We will give you the validity that your dad gives you with his little. He extorts you basically with his blackness, and we can give you the same thing. Shout out to you. I'll have my mom cook you some mac and cheese. I'll really get you that home cooked meal in your body. That gumbo.
Now you got me thinking. Does he even know what mac and cheese?
I was gonna say,
he don't know none of that shit, bro.
Oh my god, that's probably Kendrick's next song. What's on your plate?
What's on your plate?
Talk
What's
about
on your plate,
What's your
Drake?
Thanksgiving plate look like?
Right.
Drake, what's that Thanksgiving plate look like?
Shout out to y'all.
Damn.
We will be back soon
Yes.
with more.
Drake, sweet grits or savory grits?